I know you have also inspired and motivated others. An offering from a sage and a king is more than silver and gold. It is a seed of hope, a bud of faith. There is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington.
I'm getting choked up. Sorry.
Just when the public thought they knew everything about Chadwick Boseman's remarkable life, Denzel Washington dropped a bombshell that left the world in stunned silence. In a powerful, emotional moment, Washington revealed the heart-wrenching truth about Chadwick's final days, sending shockwaves through everyone who heard it. To fully understand the message behind what he said, we must first look at Chadwick's beginnings and journey as an actor. Early life. Let's rewind to a time before Chadwick Boseman became a global icon. Picture the quiet charm of Anderson, South Carolina, where his incredible journey first took root. Born on November 29, 1976, Chadwick Aaron Boseman entered a world built on family values and community strength. His parents, Carolyn and Leroy Boseman, were the pillars of his upbringing. Carolyn, a nurse with a compassionate heart, and Leroy, a hard-working factory employee, instilled in their children the values of resilience, humility, and a profound respect for storytelling. As the youngest of three boys, Chadwick learned early on that family was everything. His home was more than just a roof over his head. It was a haven of creativity and love. Conversations were rich with life lessons, and every story told was a piece of wisdom. The Boseman household brimmed with books, volumes on history, culture, and the lives of trailblazers who fought for justice and equality. These weren't just for show. They shaped Chadwick's perspective on the world. One book in particular left a lasting impression on a young Chadwick, the autobiography of Malcolm X. This wasn't just some random title lying around. It was a cherished possession of his older brother. At the age of 12, Chadwick dove into Malcolm X's story, absorbing the struggles and triumphs of a man who faced racial injustice head-on. This book didn't just inform him, it awakened him. It opened his eyes to the challenges his community faced and sparked a passion for justice and equality that would guide him throughout his life. But Chadwick's life wasn't confined to the written word. He was a multi-talented child with a knack for both art and sports. Whether it was a paintbrush or a basketball, he had a natural flair for expressing himself. His parents, recognizing his artistic gifts, encouraged him to explore creative outlets. Painting and sculpting weren't just hobbies. They were his way of understanding and engaging with the world around him. At the same time, Chadwick excelled as an athlete, with a particular love for basketball. Yet, even as he shone on the court, his true passion lay elsewhere. That passion began to take shape as he watched his older brother, Kevin, a dancer and performer. Sitting with his mother in the back of the theater, young Chadwick was captivated by the magic of the stage, sparking a love for storytelling that would define his future. The start of his storytelling passion. The spark of storytelling was ignited early in Chadwick Boseman's life, growing into a passionate pursuit. Watching his older brother Kevin perform wasn't just entertainment. It revealed the transformative power of storytelling, showing how it could inspire, move, and connect people. With a love for storytelling nurtured at home, surrounded by supportive parents and a community rich in creativity, Chadwick began to envision the impact of his own narratives. In his teenage years, Chadwick balanced the challenges of high school with his talents in both sports and the arts. On the basketball court, he stood out, but his heart was drawn to the deeper emotional resonance of storytelling. A pivotal moment came when a close friend was tragically killed. In response, Chadwick wrote and performed Crossroads, a play that became a catharsis and solidified his passion for exploring life's complexities through art. Chadwick's journey led him to Howard University, where he deepened his commitment to storytelling. At Howard, he majored in directing, guided by mentors like Felicia Rashad, who nurtured his talents and taught the importance of authenticity. A transformative experience came when Rashad encouraged Chadwick to apply for a prestigious acting program at the British Academy of Dramatic Arts in Oxford. Financial barriers loomed large, but Denzel Washington, recognizing Chadwick's potential, quietly covered the costs, opening doors that might have otherwise remained closed. The experience at Oxford further shaped Chadwick's understanding of storytelling, honing his skills and expanding his vision. His education at Howard and Oxford provided the foundation for a career that would touch hearts and inspire generations. With the unwavering support of mentors like Rashad and Washington, Chadwick Boseman emerged as a storyteller and cultural icon, leaving a legacy that continues to resonate. Early career struggles. When Chadwick Boseman stepped out of the familiar embrace of Howard University and into the relentless whirlwind of New York City, he was a dreamer armed with ambition, but unprepared for the sheer grind awaiting him. The city, with its soaring skyscrapers and ceaseless hustle, was a stark contrast to the nurturing environment of his college days. In New York, he was no longer a standout student or a celebrated talent. He was just one of countless hopeful actors vying for their moment in the spotlight. Fresh out of college, Chadwick threw himself into the audition circuit with optimism and grit, but reality hit hard. Casting directors often turned him away, searching for something he didn't fit. When roles did come his way, they were minor. Bit parts with a few lines, fleeting moments in larger productions where he was just another face. Yet these early roles, though frustrating, were vital. They taught Chadwick the resilience he'd need for the long road ahead. Each rejection wasn't the end of the line. It was another chance to learn, adapt, and sharpen his craft. Chadwick began to land guest roles in TV series like Third Watch and Law & Order. These parts weren't glamorous, but they were small victories in a larger battle. With every appearance, Chadwick treated the work as preparation, knowing that his big break wouldn't come from waiting. It would come from being ready when the opportunity arose. But Chadwick was more than an actor. He was a storyteller through and through. The vibrant theater scene in New York became his sanctuary, a space where he could stretch his creative wings as a writer and director. His plays, like Hieroglyphic Graffiti, explored deeply personal themes: identity, culture, and the ongoing fight for justice. These weren't just stories for entertainment. They were urgent reflections of the world he knew, rooted in the African American experience and the echoes of inequality that shaped his worldview. For Chadwick, the theater wasn't just a stepping stone. It was a critical element of his journey. It allowed him to tell stories that mattered, stories grounded in his heritage and the lessons instilled in him by his family. His work on stage gave voice to his community, bringing their struggles and triumphs to light in ways that resonated deeply with audiences. As Chadwick continued to write, direct, and perform, he also kept grinding through TV auditions and small roles. Then, in 2008, a pivotal moment arrived. He was cast in The Express, a biographical sports drama chronicling the life of Ernie Davis, the first African-American to win the Heisman Trophy. Chadwick portrayed Floyd Little.
Floyd, this is
Ernie Davis, 2,386 yards, 360 carries, 6.6.
A fellow football player delivering a performance that was both heartfelt and memorable. Though it wasn't the lead role, it was a significant step forward. The Express wasn't just another credit on Chadwick's resume. It was proof that Hollywood was beginning to notice his talent. The film's success brought him much-needed exposure and credibility, opening doors to new opportunities. Yet Chadwick knew that one role wouldn't guarantee lasting success in an industry as unpredictable as entertainment. It was a stepping stone, not the destination, but it was one he embraced with gratitude and determination. Even as his on-screen career began to gather momentum, Chadwick remained deeply connected to his roots in theater. Writing and producing plays continued to be an essential part of his artistic journey. The stage was his creative playground, a place where he could take risks, experiment, and push boundaries in ways that weren't always possible in film or television. For Chadwick Boseman, those early struggles in New York weren't setbacks. They were building blocks. Each rejection, small role, and long night spent writing plays added depth to his craft and character. It was a journey fueled by persistence, passion, and an unshakable belief in the power of storytelling, a journey that would one day lead him to inspire the world. His first big break. After years of relentless effort, Chadwick Boseman had his breakthrough in 2013 when he was cast as Jackie Robinson in 42.
They can say all they want. We're just here to play ball.
It's just a bunch of crackpots still fighting the Civil War.
Well, hell, we'd have won that son of a...
The role, which portrayed Robinson breaking Major League Baseball's color barrier, became a defining moment in Chadwick's career and introduced him as a formidable talent. He approached it with reverence, immersing himself in Robinson's life, mannerisms, and legacy to honor the athlete's groundbreaking journey. The film became a critical and commercial success, with Chadwick's powerful, moving performance leaving an indelible impression on audiences and Hollywood alike. This success was only the beginning. In 2014, Chadwick transformed into James Brown in Get On Up.
And that record come across. I mean, they hit hard.
Playing the larger-than-life godfather of soul required mastering Brown's electrifying performances, unique voice, and complex personality. Once again, Chadwick poured himself into the role, delivering a raw, magnetic portrayal that felt both authentic and respectful. The film showcased his incredible range and solidified his reputation as a rising star, capable of bringing historical figures to life with profound depth. With these two iconic roles, Chadwick paid tribute to the legacies of Jackie Robinson and James Brown, honoring their impact while demonstrating his extraordinary talent. By 2014, he had emerged as a transformative force in Hollywood. His journey from early struggles to critical acclaim highlighted his dedication and ability to leave a lasting mark on the industry. The Black Panther. When Chadwick Boseman was chosen to play T'Challa, the Black Panther, it was a decision that transcended the ordinary bounds of Hollywood casting. It marked the beginning of a groundbreaking chapter in cinema and cultural history. The role of T'Challa wasn't just another superhero gig. It was a monumental opportunity to redefine representation in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the broader entertainment industry. For Chadwick, it was a calling that aligned perfectly with his sense of purpose and artistry. Marvel Studios needed an actor who could embody T'Challa's multifaceted persona, the strength and wisdom of a king, the courage of a superhero, and the compassion of a leader. Chadwick Boseman, with his calm intensity and history of portraying complex figures like Jackie Robinson in 42 and James Brown in Get On Up, was a natural choice. His ability to balance grace, depth, and dignity made him the ideal T'Challa. This wasn't just casting a superhero. It was choosing someone to helm the first Black-led film in the MCU. Marvel knew this was more than just another blockbuster. It was a moment that carried the weight of cultural significance. For Chadwick, it was clear that playing T'Challa would be more than a career milestone. It would be a mission to celebrate and elevate Black culture on a global scale. When Black Panther premiered in 2018, it became a global phenomenon, shattering box office records and captivating audiences worldwide. The film was more than a cinematic success, it was a cultural revolution. Set in Wakanda, a fictional, technologically advanced African nation, the story of Black Panther challenged and redefined portrayals of Africa in mainstream media. The movie offered a vision of African excellence, led by a protagonist who was a king, a warrior, and a superhero rolled into one. For many, it was the first time they saw a film where African culture was celebrated unapologetically, and African characters were architects of their own destiny. Black Panther became a beacon of empowerment, resonating deeply with African and African American audiences, and sparking a global celebration of African identity and heritage. Beyond its artistic and cultural achievements, Black Panther sent a powerful message to Hollywood. Representation matters. The film's success demonstrated that diverse stories, when told authentically, could captivate audiences and drive meaningful change. At the heart of the film's authenticity was Chadwick Boseman's unwavering dedication to ensuring that T'Challa was a true reflection of African culture. One of the most impactful decisions he made was insisting that T'Challa speak with an African accent. For Chadwick, this wasn't a superficial detail. It was a matter of respect and integrity. He argued that giving T'Challa an American or British accent would undermine the character's authenticity and the cultural roots of Wakanda. Though Marvel initially hesitated, fearing an African accent might alienate audiences, Chadwick stood firm. He understood the importance of presenting T'Challa as a leader rooted in African heritage, and his insistence ultimately became a defining aspect of the character. This dedication extended to every element of the role. Chadwick immersed himself in the world of Wakanda, collaborating with the filmmakers to ensure that every detail, from costumes to rituals, reflected a genuine respect for African culture. His commitment elevated the film, adding layers of richness and depth that resonated with audiences across the globe. For Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa was more than a role. It was an opportunity to inspire and uplift. Whether portraying real-life icons like Jackie Robinson or fictional heroes like T'Challa, Chadwick's work was always about representation and truth. He understood the transformative power of storytelling and used his platform to challenge stereotypes, celebrate heritage, and empower audiences. Black Panther wasn't just a movie, it was a movement. Chadwick's portrayal of T'Challa inspired millions, showing them a superhero who looked like them, spoke to their experiences, and represented their aspirations. His work on the film left an indelible mark, not only on the MCU but on cinema as a whole, proving that superheroes could be more than entertainment. They could be symbols of hope, resilience, and progress. Chadwick Boseman's legacy as T'Challa endures, a testament to his talent, vision, and unwavering commitment to using his art for a greater purpose. His portrayal of Black Panther remains a touchstone for representation and a reminder of the power of stories to unite and inspire. Life outside of fame. Even as Chadwick Boseman's star ascended to global heights, he remained a deeply private individual. Fame never seemed to alter his core values: humility, integrity, and a commitment to using his platform for the greater good. Despite being celebrated as T'Challa, the Black Panther, Chadwick kept his personal life out of the spotlight, focusing instead on his work and causes close to his heart. His quiet nature and desire for privacy became a defining aspect of his character, ensuring that the public only glimpsed a portion of the man behind the legend. One of the most significant relationships in Chadwick's life was with Taylor Simone Ledward. Their bond, rooted in love and mutual respect, remained private for many years, out of the public eye. In 2019, they quietly married, a decision reflecting Chadwick's preference to keep the most intimate parts of his life sacred and away from the spotlight. This relationship, filled with love and support, became a source of strength for him during his battle with illness. Chadwick's commitment to giving back was another central part of his life. Despite the immense demands of his career, he never wavered in his dedication to causes that mattered to him. Education and healthcare were particularly close to his heart. Growing up in Anderson, South Carolina, Chadwick had experienced firsthand the challenges faced by many young African Americans, and he understood the importance of creating opportunities for others who shared similar struggles. Through scholarships, donations, and community involvement, Chadwick worked tirelessly to make a difference. His philanthropy was never about mere financial contributions. It was about creating lasting impact. He recognized that his success had been built on the support of mentors, family, and friends, and he was determined to pay it forward. From mentoring young actors to supporting educational programs and health initiatives, Chadwick's generosity spoke volumes about his values. Chadwick's contributions extended far beyond his work as an actor. His quiet philanthropy and unwavering commitment to social causes became a cornerstone of his legacy. Even as the world mourns his loss, his impact continues to inspire future generations. Chadwick Boseman will always be remembered not just for the roles he portrayed, but for the life he lived. One marked by integrity, humility, and a desire to uplift others. His secret battle with cancer. In 2016, Chadwick Boseman received a life-altering diagnosis, stage 3 colon cancer. While the news could have overwhelmed anyone, Chadwick chose a different path.
We are back on a Saturday morning with more on Chadwick Boseman's passing. The actor died after a 4-year, very private battle with colon cancer, and he was just 43 years old.
With quiet resilience, he kept the diagnosis private, sharing it only with close family members. Even those who worked closely with him were unaware of his struggle. Behind the scenes, Chadwick fought a personal war against a deadly disease, all while continuing to deliver iconic performances. Despite undergoing chemotherapy and surgeries, he never allowed his illness to affect his work. Roles like T'Challa in Black Panther were physically demanding, requiring intense training and rigorous stunts. Yet Chadwick approached every role with the same unwavering dedication and professionalism. His decision to keep his illness private wasn't about secrecy, but focus. Chadwick didn't want pity or special treatment. He wanted his work to stand on its own merit. He chose to concentrate on his legacy and the impact he could make in the time he had left. Between 2016 and his passing in 2020, Chadwick delivered some of his most memorable performances, including Marshall, Da 5 Bloods, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. His colleagues marveled at his commitment, unaware of the immense pain he endured. When news of his illness and passing broke in August 2020, it left the world in shock but also deep admiration. Chadwick's quiet battle with cancer became a testament to his strength, courage, and selflessness. Denzel's tribute to Chadwick. Chadwick Boseman's life and legacy were celebrated by many, but one of the most heartfelt tributes came from Denzel Washington, a mentor and supporter throughout Chadwick's career. Reflecting on Chadwick's final days, Denzel praised not just his talent, but his extraordinary bravery. "He lived a full life," Washington said. "He did a lot of things, but he didn't let anyone know how much he was going through." Denzel's words revealed the depth of Chadwick's courage. Despite his illness, Chadwick never let his struggles overshadow his work. He remained a consummate professional, delivering performances with strength and grace, even as he faced unimaginable challenges. One of Chadwick's most impactful acts during his battle was his visits to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. While undergoing his own treatment, he made time to connect with children fighting similar battles. These visits were not for publicity. They were genuine moments of compassion and encouragement. To the children at St. Jude, Chadwick wasn't just a movie star. He was a hero. Denzel's tribute highlighted Chadwick's incredible resolve and how he used his platform to bring hope to others. For many, Chadwick's greatest role was the one he played in his own life, a man who refused to let his illness define him, and instead used his time to inspire and uplift. When Denzel Washington spoke about Chadwick Boseman's final days, the moment was utterly breathtaking.
He did all he could do with what he was given, and he left it here for us to enjoy. Chad will live forever.
Washington, typically poised and composed, shared an intimate truth about Chadwick's life, a truth that had been concealed from most of the world. As his voice, laden with emotion, delivered this revelation, it was impossible to ignore the depth of respect and love he had for Boseman. This wasn't just a tribute to a phenomenal actor, but a heartfelt glimpse into a man Washington considered family. Denzel didn't just talk about Chadwick the performer, he honored Chadwick the person. A man who faced a terminal illness with a strength and grace that defied understanding. He described how, even as Chadwick battled the relentless toll of his illness, he gave his all on set, never letting the pain or fatigue dim his light. Chadwick's performances remained impeccable, each role filled with his unwavering dedication, even while his body fought a silent, devastating war. As Washington's words painted a vivid picture of Chadwick's character, the gravity of the revelation began to resonate deeply. The world had celebrated Chadwick Boseman as a charismatic and compelling actor, but now we understood the immense strength he carried off-screen. The knowledge that Chadwick had battled stage 4 colon cancer while delivering some of the most physically and emotionally demanding performances of his career left everyone in awe. It wasn't just that Chadwick continued working, it was how he did it. His professionalism, resilience, and sheer willpower elevated every scene he touched. Suddenly, his portrayals of larger-than-life heroes like T'Challa or James Brown gained a profound new layer of meaning. Chadwick wasn't just acting, he was channeling his personal fight, embodying a determination that extended far beyond the screen. Denzel's revelation made it clear. Chadwick Boseman's greatest role wasn't in a movie. It was his real-life performance as a man who refused to let illness define him. His strength and bravery were not just inspiring, they were transformative. Chadwick's decision to keep his battle private wasn't about secrecy but control. He wanted to be remembered for his art, for his storytelling, not as someone consumed by a disease. Washington's words weren't just a farewell, they were a call to recognize Chadwick's unparalleled courage and legacy. Chadwick had turned his fight into a triumph, giving the world everything he had right until the end. In doing so, he set a standard of resilience that will inspire generations. Chadwick Boseman's legacy transcends the iconic roles he played. It's rooted in the impact he left on the world, one that reverberates across Hollywood and beyond. His portrayal of characters like T'Challa in Black Panther wasn't just entertaining, it was empowering. These roles reshaped representation, showing Black audiences that their stories were worth telling on the grandest stages. Chadwick's influence didn't stop at Hollywood. His commitment to education and philanthropy continues to ripple through his legacy. After his passing, scholarships and grants were created in his name, reflecting his passion for uplifting others. He knew firsthand the power of opportunity. Denzel Washington's support had allowed him to attend Oxford's summer acting program, and he paid it forward to countless others. But Chadwick's impact is even bigger than education or entertainment. He has become a cultural icon, a beacon of resilience and grace in the face of life's most formidable challenges. For many, Chadwick represents what it means to persevere, to rise above adversity, and to do so with unwavering dignity. His work in Black Panther especially left a legacy of African-American representation that shattered stereotypes and redefined what was possible in Hollywood. Chadwick Boseman didn't just entertain, he inspired. He changed how people saw themselves and what they could achieve. Through his art, his generosity, and his inner strength, he left a legacy of greatness that will echo for generations. Chadwick Boseman will be remembered not just as a brilliant actor, but as a true hero whose life was a testament to the power of courage and purpose.